What if the only way to save Phyllis was to destroy Victor Newman? That was the impossible choice standing in front of Nick. A choice that could shatter his family, expose years of hidden deception, and ignite a war nobody could stop. But Nick wasn't prepared for what he would uncover, because Victor's secret wasn't just dangerous. It was explosive. And everything started with one desperate phone call. Phyllis had survived countless battles before. She had outsmarted enemies, escaped disasters, and clawed her way back from situations that should have ended her story. But this time felt different. Something was wrong, deeply wrong. The fear in her voice wasn't the fear of getting caught. It was the fear of someone trying to silence her forever. And Nick immediately knew he couldn't ignore it. But who was really behind it all? As Nick rushed to meet Phyllis, he noticed something unsettling. She wasn't acting like herself. The confident woman who normally controlled every room seemed rattled. Her hands trembled. Her eyes constantly scanned the area around them. It looked as if she believed someone was watching her every move. And then she said a name Nick never expected to hear. Victor. Just one word. Yet it landed like a bomb. Nick stared at her in disbelief. Victor Newman was his father, the man who always seemed 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Why would Phyllis connect him to whatever terrifying situation she was facing? Before we go further, if you enjoy dramatic Y&R mysteries and shocking twists, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because what happened next changed everything. Nick wanted answers. Immediately. But Phyllis wasn't ready to reveal everything. Instead, she handed him a small piece of evidence. Something she claimed could prove Victor had been hiding information for months. Nick examined it carefully. The details didn't make sense at first. Yet the deeper he looked, the more disturbing the picture became. And that was only the beginning. That night, Nick couldn't sleep. His mind kept replaying every conversation he'd had with Victor recently. Every warning, every suspicious reaction, every moment that suddenly felt different. Had his father been manipulating events behind the scenes all along? Or was Phyllis pushing him toward a dangerous misunderstanding? One question refused to leave his head. The next morning, Nick began digging. Quietly. If Victor truly had something to hide, confronting him directly would be a mistake. So Nick followed a different path. He reached out to people Victor trusted. People who had worked closely with Newman operations for years. What they revealed wasn't proof. But it was enough to make Nick deeply uncomfortable. And the puzzle was growing darker. Then came the first major twist. Nick discovered that key records connected to the mystery had vanished. Not misplaced. Not accidentally deleted. Removed. Someone had carefully erased pieces of the story. The timing was suspicious. The execution was professional. And only a handful of people possessed that level of influence. One name sat at the top of that list. As pressure mounted, Phyllis became increasingly desperate. She insisted they were running out of time. Every hour mattered. Every delay increased the danger. But danger from whom? Was Victor protecting himself? Or was someone else using Victor's reputation as cover? Nick felt trapped between loyalty and truth. Then a shocking message arrived. The message contained no signature. No explanation. Just a location and a warning. Come alone. Most people would have ignored it. Nick couldn't. Because attached to the message was information only someone involved in the secret could know. His pulse raced. Who was reaching out? An ally? A manipulator? Or someone leading him into a trap? The meeting place was deserted. Quiet. Almost too quiet. Nick arrived cautiously, expecting answers. Instead, he found evidence. Evidence suggesting Victor had been monitoring people much more closely than anyone realized. The discovery sent chills through him. Because if it was real, the implications were enormous. But the next revelation was even more disturbing. Suddenly, another unexpected twist emerged. The information didn't point toward a financial scheme. It didn't point toward corporate sabotage. It pointed toward a personal secret. A secret powerful enough to destroy relationships across Genoa City. A secret Victor had protected at all costs. Nick could hardly believe what he was seeing, and someone clearly wanted him to find it. Meanwhile, Phyllis started receiving strange warnings. Anonymous messages, missed calls, threats disguised as advice. The pattern was impossible to ignore. Someone wanted her scared. Someone wanted her silent. But why target her specifically? What did she know that made her such a threat? The answer was hiding closer than anyone imagined. Nick finally confronted one of Victor's longtime associates. The conversation was tense from the start. Every question seemed to hit a nerve. Every answer felt carefully crafted. Then the associate made a mistake. A small contradiction. Tiny to most people, but huge to Nick. Because it confirmed a suspicion he'd been afraid to face. Victor wasn't merely aware of the situation. He was connected to it. Not necessarily as the villain, but definitely as a central figure. That realization changed everything. Nick now faced an impossible decision. Protect his father, or protect Phyllis. And whichever path he chose would have devastating consequences. The second major twist exploded without warning. A hidden witness surfaced. Someone everyone believed had no involvement whatsoever. Yet this person possessed critical information. Information that completely changed the timeline. Suddenly, events that looked suspicious began taking on a different meaning. Had Nick been chasing the wrong target the entire time? Nothing seemed certain anymore. The witness described secret conversations. Private meetings, unusual instructions. Piece by piece, the mystery transformed. Victor's role became more complicated, more confusing, more dangerous. Because what if Victor wasn't hiding the secret for himself? What if he was protecting someone else? That possibility sent Nick down an entirely new road. As Nick investigated further, shocking connections emerged. Names that shouldn't have been linked were suddenly connected. Old conflicts resurfaced. Forgotten motives returned. The deeper he dug, the bigger the scandal became. It was no longer about one secret. It was about years of buried truth. And someone was getting nervous. That nervousness quickly turned into action. Nick noticed he was being followed. Not openly, professionally. Every move he made seemed anticipated. Every step forward created new resistance. The message was clear. Someone wanted him to stop digging. But Nick had already come too far. Then came the third major twist. The evidence Phyllis originally provided wasn't complete. She had withheld part of the story. Crucial part. When Nick discovered the missing piece, his entire perspective shifted. Phyllis wasn't just a victim. She was connected to the mystery in ways she hadn't admitted. Why had she hidden the truth? And what was she afraid Nick would discover? The confrontation between Nick and Phyllis was explosive. Trust began to crack. Questions multiplied. Emotions boiled over. Nick demanded honesty. For the first time, Phyllis appeared cornered. Then she revealed something shocking. Something that made Nick realize the danger was far greater than he imagined. According to Phyllis, Victor's secret had the power to ruin lives overnight. Reputations, families, business empires, everything. If exposed publicly, the fallout would be impossible to contain. That was why so many people seemed desperate to keep it buried. And Nick was now standing directly in the blast zone. As pieces finally aligned, Nick reached a terrifying conclusion. Victor had spent months managing a crisis nobody knew existed. Every suspicious action suddenly made sense. Every strange decision fit together. Yet one question remained unanswered. Why hadn't Victor trusted his own son with the truth? The answer would hit harder than anyone expected. Nick arranged a private meeting with Victor. No interruptions, no distractions, just father and son. The tension was unbearable. Victor immediately sensed something was wrong. Nick wasn't there for advice. He wasn't there for reassurance. He was there for answers. And Victor knew exactly what was coming. The moment finally arrived. Nick laid out everything. Evidence. The witness statements. The hidden connections. For a brief second, Victor's expression changed. And that single reaction confirmed more than words ever could. The secret was real. The danger was real. And Victor had been carrying the burden alone for far too long. What Victor revealed next stunned Nick. The truth wasn't what anyone expected. Not Phyllis. Not the witnesses. Not even Nick himself. The secret connected past decisions to present consequences in a way that changed everything. Suddenly, Heroes looked suspicious. Victor immediately sensed something was wrong. Nick wasn't there for advice. He wasn't there for reassurance. He was there for answers. And Victor knew exactly what was coming. The moment finally arrived. Nick laid out everything. Evidence. The witness statements. The hidden connections. For a brief second, Victor's expression changed. And that single reaction confirmed more than words ever could. The secret was real. The danger was real. And Victor had been carrying the burden alone for far too long. What Victor revealed next stunned Nick. The truth wasn't what anyone expected. Not Phyllis. Not the witnesses. Not even Nick himself. The secret connected past decisions to present consequences in a way that changed everything. Suddenly, heroes looked suspicious. Villains looked complicated. And the entire story turned upside down. Now Nick faced the ultimate choice. Expose Victor's secret and potentially save Phyllis. Or keep it buried and protect his family from unimaginable fallout. Neither option offered peace. Neither option guaranteed safety. One move could trigger chaos across Genoa City. And time was running out. As the dust settled, one terrifying reality remained. Nick knew the truth. Phyllis was still in danger. Victor was still protecting something. And somewhere in the shadows, another player remained hidden, waiting, watching, planning the next move. But if Victor's biggest secret finally comes to light, who will be destroyed first? And is the real mastermind someone nobody suspects at all? Nick left the meeting shaken. Not because Victor had confessed. Because Victor hadn't denied enough. The silence between certain answers spoke louder than any explanation. As he walked into the night, his phone suddenly vibrated. A single text appeared on the screen. "You're asking the wrong questions." Nick froze. Who knew about the meeting? And how closely was he being watched? The message had no number attached. No traceable source. Just another reminder that someone was always one step ahead. Nick immediately thought about Phyllis. If someone knew his movements, they probably knew hers too. He tried calling her. No answer. Again. Nothing. A terrible feeling settled in his chest. And then everything became urgent. Across town, Phyllis sensed trouble. The strange warnings had stopped. Oddly, that frightened her more. Silence often came before a storm. She reviewed old notes, messages, and records connected to the secret. Then she noticed something she had overlooked. One name appeared again and again. A name nobody had questioned. And that discovery changed everything. Nick rushed to meet Phyllis. When he arrived, she was waiting with a folder in her hands. Her expression said it all. This wasn't another theory. This was evidence. For weeks, everyone had been focused on Victor. But what if Victor had been covering for someone else? Someone much closer to the center of the chaos. The possibility was chilling. Phyllis opened the folder. Inside were dates, transactions, private communications. Individually, they meant very little. Together, they told a terrifying story. Someone had manipulated events from the shadows while Victor absorbed all the suspicion. Was Victor protecting a loved one? Or was he protecting someone who could destroy him? The answer wasn't what Nick expected. Nick suddenly remembered something Victor once told him years ago. Sometimes the truth causes more damage than a lie. At the time, it sounded like typical Victor Newman wisdom. Now it sounded like a warning. Had Victor known this day would come? Had he spent years preparing for it? The more Nick thought about it, the more disturbing it became. Then came another shocking discovery. A crucial document had been altered. Not recently, months ago. Whoever changed it had planned everything carefully. This wasn't panic. This was strategy. The realization hit Nick hard. The mastermind hadn't reacted to the crisis. The mastermind had created the conditions for it. For the first time, Nick began questioning everyone. Friends, family, business allies, even people he trusted completely. Because every new clue pointed toward someone with insider access. Someone who understood how Victor operated. Someone who knew exactly where to hide. But who could pull off something that sophisticated? Meanwhile, Victor started making moves of his own. Quiet moves. Calculated moves. The kind that always made people nervous. Phone calls were made. Meetings were arranged. Information began flowing behind closed doors. Victor clearly believed the situation was spiraling out of control. But what frightened him more? The secret itself. Or the person threatening to expose it? Nick decided to confront Victor one more time. This time there would be no games. No vague answers. No strategic silence. He demanded the full truth. Victor stared at him for several long seconds. Then he said something Nick never expected to hear. "You don't know who you're dealing with." And suddenly the stakes became even higher. Those words haunted Nick. Because Victor Newman rarely admitted fear. Yet there had been fear in his voice. Real fear. Not for himself. For everyone connected to the secret. Who had enough power to frighten Victor? Who could force the great Victor Newman into defensive mode? The answer seemed impossible. Until another clue surfaced. The new evidence pointed toward a hidden partnership. A partnership that had existed far longer than anyone realized. Two people. One secret. Years of deception. Nick could hardly process what he was seeing. If the information was accurate, the entire foundation of the mystery would collapse. And somebody was willing to do anything to keep that from happening. Then disaster struck. Phyllis disappeared. No warning. No explanation. One moment she was there. The next she was gone. Her phone went silent. Her messages stopped. Her trail vanished. Nick's worst fears immediately became reality. Had someone finally decided Phyllis knew too much? Panic spread quickly. Nick searched everywhere. Every lead. Every contact. Every possibility. Hours passed with no answers. The pressure became unbearable. Because now this wasn't just about exposing a secret. It was about saving someone before it was too late. And the clock was ticking faster than ever. Then a breakthrough arrived. Security image. Blurry. Incomplete. But useful. The image showed Phyllis shortly before she vanished. More importantly, it showed someone nearby. Someone nobody expected. Someone connected to Victor's hidden world.